my beloved child. I know you are standing in a strange in-between. The promise has been set in motion, yet the world outside remains quiet as if nothing has happened. Right there I remind you of this. Faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. Hebrews 11:1 is not a ticket to exchange for instant results. If you only believe when you see change, then you are following outcomes. But if you remain when nothing is visible, yet you are entering a true relationship with me. There is a truth I need you to understand clearly so your heart will not be unsettled. You are not forgotten and you are not late. The in-between is not an empty space. It is a meeting point where I am working in the deep places before I allow you to see with your eyes. When you assume everything is mere coincidence, your prayer can easily become a hurried habit. But when you accept that you are exactly where you should be, you will stop striving in impatience and begin to listen fully. I do not lead you through the in-between, merely to rescue you from the difficulty in front of you. What I aim for is far deeper, restoring you at the root. Your weary body, your tangled finances, your fractured emotions, and your disordered spiritual life. Blessing is not indulgent pampering. It must be stewarded with discipline and right choices. If you only want to receive more without allowing me to set things right, what you call grace can soon become a new burden. Tears often come before answers. I do not take your pain lightly, but I also do not want you to use it as a reason to stop when you do not let bitterness take root. Pain can become a quiet seed that begins to sprout. What you call loss today may be what I am reshaping into a harvest tomorrow. If you are willing to turn complaining into clear prayer and turn long nights into a new discipline for living, working, learning, and healing. If this message has touched your heart, consider sowing a seed today. Your generous donation helps us bring hope and restoration to many more souls walking through their own in-between seasons. I look at you now, not with a suspicious gaze, but with the patience of a father who knows exactly where you stand. You think you have gone wrong because the scenery around you has not changed. You think the promise you heard is still not within your grasp. But I whisper to you precisely when everything still looks the same. I am confirming that you have not wandered from the plan. You have stepped into the appointed meeting I prepared long ago in that place. I do not need you to run faster. I only need you to stay long enough. Many have walked away from this meeting point because they assumed silence meant absence. But with me, silence is often when I am working most deeply. You grow weary in this space because you have become used to measuring me by outward signs. When you do not see a door open, you begin to doubt what I said. When you do not see results, you think you misheard my voice. That is when faith is quietly distorted. Not through open betrayal, but through an unspoken bargain. I will believe if you prove it. I do not condemn you for this because your heart longs for certainty. But I want you to understand, if you treat everything as random, your prayers will become shallow. That very haste makes you miss how near I truly am. Remember the 2 disciples on the road to Emmaus. Leaving Jerusalem in the sorrow of late afternoon, they had heard the promise. They had witnessed the cross, but they did not understand the resurrection. So they believed everything was over. I walked with them for a long time, yet their eyes were kept from recognizing me because they searched for me only in what was familiar. I did not scold them for leaving. I simply drew near, explained everything piece by piece until their hearts burned again. Only when they were willing to stop, break bread, and remain long enough did they realize I had never left. You are the same. The in-between is not a full stop, but a stretch of road where I am walking beside you. Even if you have not yet named my presence rightly, so I invite you to return with a different posture. Do not live as though everything is accidental. Do not pray as if you are merely trying your luck. Quiet the distractions that keep you hunting for noise to fill the emptiness. Stay with me, not only in the passages that thrill you, but also in the parts that require patience and obedience. When you remain long enough, you will realize I speak to you not only with words, but through a life whose rhythm is being rearranged. When you stop asking, when your heart will begin to ask, what do you want me to learn here from where I am standing? As you receive God's restoration, remember that blessing flows when we give. Your donation today helps this ministry continue to reach weary hearts with the Father's comforting words. I do not only want you to understand you are in the right place, I also want you ready for what I will do next. This meeting point is not a place for you to pitch your tent forever, but a place where you are prepared for a deeper restoration. When you recognize you have not been abandoned, you will have enough peace to look honestly at what I want to touch at the root, and from that peace you will be ready for me to lead you farther, not merely out of difficulty, but into a complete renewal you have never imagined, and I want you to receive this with a slower breath. When you are exhausted, I do not come only to pull you out of the pit and then leave you to live the same way as before. I do not patch things up, and I do not merely mend the surface to soothe you. What I seek is restoration at the root, where old habits, old patterns of thinking, and disordered choices have quietly drained you. If I only get you out, you will soon return to the same cycle. But when I restore you, I want you truly free, not just temporarily relieved. Many times you ask me to change your circumstances while I wait patiently for you to allow me to change how you live within them. You ask me for more strength, yet you do not want to learn true rest. You ask me to open financial doors, yet you avoid stewardship and restraint. You ask me to heal your emotions, yet you still cling to attachments that keep your heart in turmoil. Restoration is not indulgence. It is the reordering of what is out of place. When order is rebuilt, peace will no longer be a fragile feeling, but a solid foundation. Remember Naaman, a powerful commander who carried leprosy within him. He came expecting something grand, a quick miracle, a dramatic gesture. Yet I told him only to wash 7 times in the Jordan. That simplicity exposed what he was not ready for: humility as the path to real healing. When he obeyed, not only was his flesh restored, but his heart was renewed. You are the same. Many of my blessings feel stuck, not because I am slow, but because you are not yet willing to walk the path of being corrected. So I call you back to honesty before me. Let me touch the 4 areas I care about: your body, your finances, your emotions, and your spirit. Your body needs to be cared for with the right rhythm. Your finances need to be managed with responsibility. Your emotions need to be guarded in truth. And your spirit needs to be nourished by a discipline of love, not by passing inspiration. Would you partner with us in this work of grace? Your gift allows us to keep speaking life, healing, and hope to thousands who desperately need to hear they are not forgotten. If you only want to be given but refuse to be shaped, you will soon grow tired of the very thing you once asked for. But when you allow me to form you, blessing will become support, not a new burden. I know this is not easy because it requires you to abandon a faith that functions like a bargain. Yet it is here that you begin to grow into mature faith. I have seen every drop of your tears on the nights you thought no one understood. Tears are not wasted, yet they are not permission for you to remain forever in one place. If you turn pain into a shelter, it will slowly hide the road I am opening. When you place your pain before me, without prolonged self-pity, I will turn it into material for building something new. I do not erase your memories, but I teach you how to carry them without being driven by them. Remember Anna in the temple, the woman who remained through many years of loneliness and waiting. Her loss did not make her closed off. It made her steadfast in prayer. She did not use tears to demand. She used them to listen. What I am preparing for you may be coming in a form very different from what you imagined, so I call you to take one more step. Turn your lament into specific prayer. Tell me plainly what hurts, what you fear, and what you do not yet understand. Turn long nights into a new discipline. Not every closing is a defeat, and not every opening is salvation. Often a closed door is my hand placed gently against your chest, stopping you from entering what would wear your soul down. What makes you hurt so much is not only the closed door, but that you have attached your identity to what lies behind it. Remember King Saul. When he saw people leaving him and the threat of losing his position drawing near, he hurried to preserve appearances rather than obey. What he thought would protect him became the very thing that stole his future. Some doors must close early because if they do not, the damage later will be far greater. When a door shuts, listen to whether your heart grows lighter or heavier. Quiet peace arriving alongside regret is a sign that I am protecting you. In the kingdom, I do not measure by accumulation. I measure by flow. When you become a river, life will keep being renewed within you. Remember the boy with 5 loaves and 2 fish. He placed his little into my hands without conditions. The miracle did not begin when the bread multiplied, but when the boy let go. If these words have strengthened your faith, please support this ministry with a donation. Together, we can turn more tears into testimonies and more pain into harvest. Do not turn sharing into a sacred transaction. Do not give only to activate benefits. Do not love only to be repaid. Do not serve only to prove your worth. I have walked through every ordinary moment of your life. I saw every quiet sacrifice. I saw every tear you let fall in silence. Not a single detail of your journey has been overlooked. I am reordering what you thought was tangled beyond saving. Your body will learn the rhythm of rest again. Your mind will grow quieter. Your emotions will be healed. Your spiritual life will be anchored firmly in relationship. I am not only concerned with you getting through. I am concerned with who you become after you get through. Faith is not only an emotion you keep in your heart. It is the consent you express through words and actions. When you dare to confess what I am doing, you open your heart so a miracle has room to stand. Heaven does not need you to speak loudly, but it does need you to speak truthfully with confidence placed in me. Every tear you have shed carries a story. When you cry and do not let go of me, you are sowing perseverance. When you keep believing, even when you no longer feel certain, you are sowing surrender. Your pain is not permitted to become the grave of your dreams. It is becoming the soil for something deeper. Not every unfulfilled plan is born of your mistake. Sometimes I had to close a door precisely because you were on the right path but not yet ready. I closed doors not to punish you, but to save you. Every time you call it rejection, I call it protection. I am speaking to you now with an assurance you must receive. The season in which you had to live with the fear of not having enough is coming to its close. You are not only a recipient of grace, you are a channel of grace. When blessing begins to touch your life, do not close your hands to keep it for yourself. Blessing, when held back too long, will slowly become anxiety. But when you allow it to be shared, it will always be renewed. Water does not spoil because it is little. Water spoils because it stands still. I invite you to make a quiet but decisive choice. Do not let what is good stop with you. Thank you for walking this journey with us. If the Lord is leading you, your donation will help us continue bringing this message of hope to many more beloved children of God. I place clarity upon your mind. I place prosperity upon the work of your hands. I place peace upon your household. I place hope upon your future. I place obedience upon the generations after you. I have spoken, and my word is working. I have chosen, and that choosing is not withdrawn. I have blessed, and that blessing does not run dry. You have arrived, and I am still here. Walk in peace. For what I have begun, I will bring to completion.